When I was graduating from grad school, I decided to pursue a career in digital design. However, when I started looking at job posts, I quickly became confused. The terminology used in the job posts, such as product designer, marketing designer, web designer, user experience designer, user interface designer, you name a couple. In this video, I'll guide you through the confusing aspects of digital design related career paths, so you can make a more informed decision for yourself. Welcome to my channel. My name is May, Senior Designer at Google. Before we explore career options, let me share my own background to give you an additional perspective on the complex world of digital design. I completed my undergrad studies at China Central Academy of Fine Arts in Beijing, majoring in industrial design. After that, I pursued my graduate studies at School of Visual Arts in New York City, specializing in a program called Products of Design. Additionally, I had the opportunity to intern at a well-known industrial design firm in New York City during the school year. After my internship, I quickly realized that industrial design was not the right fit for me, because developing a prototype would take way too long before I could test it with users. That's when I decided to pivot to digital design. As I mentioned earlier, I found job posts to be confusing and wasn't sure which specific area I should pursue. I heard that startups offer opportunities to work on a variety of tasks, so I started taking on startups as clients and fulfilling their design-related requests. I did this for 2 years and was exposed to so many types of design that businesses might need. Let's categorize my roles based on the services I provided. Here are some helpful terminologies and what the career path looks like. So, my first hat was a marketing designer. I was responsible for creating logos, branding kits, presentation designs, and social media posts. This was necessary because the startup was preparing for numerous business meetings with partners and investors. Additionally, I took on the task of building marketing pages, which required me to also work as a web designer. So as a web designer, my main responsibility was creating multiple marketing pages or home pages and run A/B tests to determine which ones had a higher conversion rate. If you're interested in pursuing a career as a marketing designer, it's important to have well-polished graphic design skills. The ultimate goal for marketing designers is to become creative directors who oversee brand presentation and visual language for the whole organization. The second role was researcher, which involved understanding how target users face certain problems and gathering insights for product building. There are two types of researchers: qualitative researchers and quantitative researchers. I primarily acted as a qualitative researcher, engaging in conversations with people, investigating problems, then categorizing insights from quotes. Quantitative researchers, also known as data scientists in some places, can analyze complex data through funnel analysis and generating insights. Many quantitative researchers hold PhDs, so if you have a true passion for data, this will be the career path for you. The ultimate goal for a researcher is to become a research director who can educate the entire organization on user trends and user needs. Once I gain insights, I switch to my user experience designer hat, also known as an interaction designer. Consider how minimum viable product strategy should be. Mock out the end-to-end workflow and taking into account user insights and business focuses while I develop them. User experience designers can progress to become design directors, leading with cross-functional partners in creating a design strategy that fits for the future of the product direction of where the company wants to go. Okay, I have tested and validated the MVP flow. Now I need to take the product feel delightful. To achieve this, I will focus on user interface design, experimenting with different layouts, incorporating micro interactions and animations. Also, creating a design library ensures consistency and scalability throughout the product. The ultimate goal for UI designer is to become creative directors as well, who provide visual directions for the product, rather than focusing solely on marketing materials. Now, the interesting part is that there's another role called a product designer. This role combines all the services mentioned earlier. Product design takes care of the product from all design perspectives and cover all angles. After the startup years, I joined Goldman Sachs as a product designer. I was interested in finance and leadership, which Goldman Sachs seemed like the right place to go. During my time at Goldman Sachs, I worked on building out the trading platform for global clients in the global market division. I started as a design lead, working as an individual contributor, and gradually transitioned into a management role. Since the trading platform involved extensive data analysis and graphing, I had the honor to work with a design engineer who was responsible for quickly prototyping the different versions of screens I designed. We would use real data to test these prototypes with users. This approach of using real data for testing proved to be very powerful. It was then that I realized having a design engineer was a luxury that not many organizations had. Most organizations would have front-end engineers handle the prototyping, but they prefer to focus on writing production code rather than throwaway code. Now, I work at Google as a senior user experience designer. Instead of wearing multiple hats, my focus is on delving deep into the user experience of end-to-end flows. By specializing in this area, I have the opportunity to spend more time on system thinking and devising scalable solutions to problems. I also collaborate with cross-functional partners to encourage the adoption of my design strategy. On a daily basis, I work closely with user experience design writers and researchers to create comprehensive flows and strategize the direction of our products. When selecting companies, these skills can vary depending on the type and size of the company. For big to mid-sized tech companies like Google, Apple, Microsoft, Twitter, and Meta, they have enough resources to allow you to master one skill at a time. The marketing designers work within the marketing organization, while the product designers who focus on product building are part of the product organization. The product design team typically consists of a user experience designer, a researcher, and a content writer if the area requires heavy communication. You may wonder where the UI designers fit in. Large to mid-sized tech companies have a mature design library that UX designers can utilize. Therefore, UI designers have a separate team dedicated to UI design, focusing on skilled visual applications such as upgrading libraries, creating corporate-level graphics, and building micro-interaction systems. The upside of working at mid to mid-sized companies, you get to play a role in a large-scale tech machine with plenty of design resources shared within the company. Additionally, there is a design community where you can learn from others and never run out of things or people to learn from. Typically, these companies offer a well-defined career path. The downside is the hiring process tends to be longer compared to other types of companies, and the product cycle can be extended due to the need for designers to incorporate technical complexity, manage stakeholders, and collaborate across teams. For organizations in general tech, such as when I was at Goldman Sachs, they tend to use the terminology product designer since they need to have well-rounded skills in research, UX, and UI. The advantage of working in general tech is the ability to quickly gain knowledge about the industry, as technologists collaborate with industry experts to digitize the sector. The downside is that technology may not be the priority for the organization, and not many people in traditional sectors may understand the role of a designer. It is important to educate stakeholders on design thinking and effectively communicate your design ideas. Startups require wearing multiple hats, right? At one point, I even did video editing, but it was enjoyable to engage in design tasks. Working at startups allows for quick progress. I would design something today and we would launch it tomorrow already. Job security may not be as good, and project depth can be limited due to constant time constraints. Well-known design agencies function like design organizations within big to mid-sized tech companies. One of the advantages in the abundance of opportunities to learn from your peers, as most of them are designers. Additionally, you get exposed to many industries within a short amount of time. However, the downside is that once your design is handed off to the client, you don't get to witness the growth of the product anymore, since the contracts are typically project-based. The last option is freelance, also known as contract work. Depending on the type and size of company that hires you as a contractor, you can anticipate the kind of work you will encounter. You probably have a good idea of which career path is right for you and are excited about the future. I just want to mention a common mistake that I have seen among junior designers, which is only considering large to mid-sized companies as a potential starting point for their careers. Having an amazing portfolio is like having a magic wand. When you're fresh out of school, you might not have real-world examples to show yet. If you don't have actual production case studies, you might quickly get turned down by those well-known tech companies, as they have many designers who already possess that calling card. My advice for you, if you're a junior designer, is to jump into the market whenever you find opportunities, whether it's nonprofit organizations, startups, friends and family members who want to build something. Focus on building an amazing portfolio. By doing so, you will automatically open doors for yourself. Speaking from my personal experience, once I built a portfolio by working at startups and creating multiple products within a short amount of time, recruiters started reaching out to me consistently. I didn't even have to apply for jobs anymore. So if you are a self-motivated designer, trust the process. You can acquire the necessary skills no matter where you are, as long as you're determined to create great products. During my startup years, for example, I had to sell design ideas and strategies. During my general tech years, I had to understand the organizational setup in order to strategically move forward. Trust me, all these skills are valuable even at large to mid-sized tech companies. So you don't have to confine yourself or wait around. Roll up your sleeves and build a portfolio filled with real-world practices. Everyone has their own unique journey, and of course, there are more edge cases in your personal career development. If you have any questions, please ask below and I will try to help. Don't forget to like and subscribe. May the design force be with you. See you next time. Bye!